Welcome back to
Amanda's Kitchen Edit. Today we're going to be making whole wheat pizza.
Yum.
In this recipe, I'll be making two fairly large pizzas, personal pizzas.
Just for me.
But you can split this recipe into 4 separate pizzas.
But we won't.
And that would be perfect size for you and your family. So that is an option if you'd like to try it. Let's get started.
All right.
The first thing you're going to do is get 1.5 cups of warm water.
What about cold water?
Nope, not cold water. Warm water.
Gotcha.
Don't use hot water either. Hot water will kill your yeast. You're going to get a packet of instant yeast. It's just rapid rise, fast acting yeast. And you want to put this into your warm water.
Sorry, I got a pack that might have been out of date. That's why it's so hard to open.
That's not true. I bought these myself a week ago.
Totally
it is
true.
not out of date.
Old.
And then you want to add
yeast.
1 teaspoon of sugar.
To help with the aging.
No, there's no aging. That is a brand new packet of yeast. Then you're going to stir around your yeast and sugar and water mixture. You're going to let it sit for 5 minutes until the top is frothy.
And then take a drink?
Nope, don't drink it. Now you want to get out a bowl and add 1.5 cups of all-purpose white flour to it. This is going to be whole wheat pizza, so I'm also adding 1.5 cups of whole wheat flour.
Are there specialty purpose flours?
Yes, there are, but we can't get into that right now.
Curious.
You do want to add 1 teaspoon of salt to this. And then you're going to take a whisker and mix it around. If you want to make all white pizza, I believe you would just do 3 cups of white flour instead of adding the wheat. So I have not tested this though, so I cannot speak to whether it's awesome, but this whole wheat pizza is awesome. So I only share what's great. First thing you're going to do is make sure your stand mixer is fitted with a dough hook. And then you also want to make sure it locks. So put it in the locking position for this. You've got your flour in the bowl and then your stand mixer with the dough hook. If you want to do this by hand, you can knead it. But
I don't need that.
You're going to add your yeast and water mixture to this as well. And then 2 tablespoons of olive oil. So in that bowl is your flour, your white flour, your whole wheat flour, your yeast and water and sugar mixture, and then 2 tablespoons of olive oil.
What a concoction.
Right? Now you want to let it knead on medium speed for 10 minutes.
I've never kneaded anything so hard in my life.
Remove the dough from your mixing bowl. And you're going to grease a clean bowl with olive oil. And you'll put your dough in the middle and just roll it around so the entirety of the outside of your dough ball is covered with oil. Then you're going to cover with a damp rag, not wet to where it's dripping, just lightly damp, and place in a warm spot in your home for about an hour. After 1 hour, it will be double in size and ready to make pizza with. Now, after you've let it rest for about an hour, go ahead and preheat the oven to 425 degrees. You're going to get out a cutting board and put some olive oil on it and your hands so the dough doesn't stick to the surface or your hands.
It's all sticky.
Yes. And just stretch it out real good. And we're stretching it, trying to get the air bubbles out of there. And so you just want to work the dough around, stretch it around. And then I like to make personal pizzas because it's more fun when everybody gets to decorate their own pizza.
I mean, every pizza is personal depending on how ambitious you are.
So I'm going to weigh the dough and just to make sure that I've got equal amounts of dough for each person eating this pizza, which is just me and my husband. And this has been so much fun. We started out buying the dough at Harris Teeter, And if you go to the deli section, they'll have bags with pre-made dough.
Sometimes.
It always seems to be gone, but sometimes you'll be surprised and you'll find some. And so we started getting that, and then gradually started trying to make our own and failing miserably over and over. And I finally found the perfect way to do this. So now you're going to just take it and just sort of try to get the dough mashed into a ball. You're trying to mash out all the air pockets and just get it to a nice smooth ball. And then I start working it out with my hands into a disc-like shape. And so I'm just working it out, sort of pulling it, letting gravity pull it a little bit to get it into a small disc.
Throw
it. I wish I could. I really do. And so once you've got it out to where, I don't know, like a salad size plate, then you're going to put it down on some parchment paper and you're going to push down and out until you've got your desired
circle,
I guess, diameter. But you want to be careful. You don't want it to be too thin, but remember the dough does rise quite a bit. So, you know, you might have to test it out yourself and find the perfect balance of what works for you. But if you're using like a pizza stone or something, you can do this process and then take it off of the parchment and put it on like flour or cornmeal or something. And then it wouldn't stick to anything. But we're going to actually cook it on the parchment paper. So now I'm going to take my second piece of parchment and do my second pizza.
Ooh, dog.
You're going to move your parchment paper to the biggest cookie sheet you've got. If you don't have one big enough, we just happen to have a gigantic one. But
go get one.
You can also just do it on 2 separate cookie sheets. And then you're going to top it liberally with olive oil. I did about 3 tablespoons. And then you're going to add 1 teaspoon of minced garlic, give or take. I'm pretty liberal with, or what is the word?
Yeah.
I like my garlic. I like my garlic and my vanilla. So anyway, you're going to take a brush and just start brushing around the garlic and the olive oil until it coats the entire piece of your dough. And then you want to top it with some seasonings to your liking. I found that putting salt on it to taste always is helpful. So I do lightly salt the top, and then add Italian seasoning if you like. That's very good. We like to add crushed red pepper flakes to ours.
Absolutely.
But we love spicy. So add any seasonings, dry seasonings at this point that you might like to add. And then you're going to go ahead and preheat your oven to 425. And then it's going to go in there for about 15 minutes until you poke it and the dough rises back up. So you're going to see how this works. Now I've got in the oven set at 425 and it's been 15 minutes. I'm going to poke it, and if you'll notice, the dough did not rise back up, so it's not done. I'm going to leave it in for another 5 minutes and check it again.
It's a Pillsbury sad boy.
I'm going to poke it again, and the dough rises back up. So it's done. Yay! Sorry about my finger. Now that our dough is done, you're going to get it out, but you're going to go ahead and preheat your oven to 500 for the final bake. So while your oven's preheating, you get to decorate.
Woo!
This is the funnest part. So here's where we just do our own thing on our own pizzas, and it's so much fun. We've done it with our whole family before, and we just had a blast. Everybody's doing their own pizza. So here's where we just spread around any olive oil that sort of got stuck in pockets of your pizza, and we just spread that around with a brush. We added a little more Italian seasoning just because we felt like it.
Always more garlic.
And so I've got this pizza sauce that we've started getting. It's Rao's brand.
Row.
Rao.
You have
And
to say it like row.
it's arrabbiata. Is
Arrabbiata.
It's so good. It really does make the pizza. It is a little spicy, but it is a very good pizza sauce. So that's what we recommend. So just get that out with a spoon, and one can or one jar of Rao's pizza sauce will easily do 2 pizzas, and you might have a little left over depending on how much sauce you like. You could also do Alfredo sauce here if you'd rather, and do a white pizza. And so once you've spread that around, then you can start with the cheese and the toppings. And we've got on our topping board, we've got some green peppers, which are always great on pizzas.
Staple, solid staple.
Yes. And we've got some red onion. That's some shredded mozzarella right there. And we've got some pepperoni, and we've got fresh Parmesan. Another thing we'll do a lot of times is mushrooms, but we didn't have mushrooms this time.
Prosciutto also is a great addition.
I got some fresh basil right there. Yeah, prosciutto is awesome. We would get that in the deli aisle, and it would be diced up, and it's so good. So here's where you can get creative. If you want to do the white pizza with the Alfredo, it's great with some chicken. So we would throw a chicken breast in the oven with some Italian seasoning and olive oil on it, and then take the chicken out and slice it up, and you can use that for your pizza topping. And so that with some red onions and Alfredo sauce was just a great combination. So we're just going to continue to decorate these, and then once we're done, the oven should be preheated to 500, and these will then go into the 500-degree oven for exactly 10 minutes. Now you're going to bake that pizza for 10 minutes at 500 degrees. And here we go. We've got it out. I'm going to show you how delicious this looks. And this really was the perfect crust. I almost prefer wheat to white because it's just got so much flavor. But it's a nice hearty pizza. You know, it's not flopping all over the place. So I'm going to cut it. Normally we can't find our pizza cutter, but we happen to find it. Normally we just use the biggest knife we can find.
I usually just throw it in the yard when I'm done with it. I assume I'll never need it again.
No, he doesn't. And so here you'll see, I'll show you what the inside looks like. See, look at that. And it's standing up straight. I'm holding it on the crust, and it's standing up on its own. No soggy bottoms here. It's beautiful pizza. Thank you so much for watching Amanda's Kitchen Edit. I hope you enjoy making some pizza of your own very soon.